Aaron Kernan ready to strike. Kieran McGeeney stepping away from trouble. Lofting it down once again towards Stevie McDonald, who got isolated. Got a good first run on it and puts it over the bar. Ominous for Kerry.
Well, I'm not saying it's robotic or anything, but the quality of that ball again from McGeeney, absolutely on the button in really as guard accuracy, and again a very confident strike from Stevie McDonald.
This time it's Darragh O'Shea who wins the kick out, pursued there by Paul McGrain, 30 metres out. Up there is Moynihan, played inside, spilled by Brosnan, he's got it! Owen Brosnan, who got 3 goals last week, has got another here. He is Kerry's leading goal scorer, and that is his 12th ever in Championship football. In the 3rd minute, a wonderful passing movement. Moynihan was up there, ran away from Owen Brosnan, but he still had enough to toe poke it in past Paul Hirty. Worked towards Tommy Griffin. Nobody to close him immediately. Good support play. Thomas Sullivan, huge run down, spilled there by the Gooch as far as Kieran McGeeney, back time and again in and around his own backline, scrapping as he used to do when he wore the number 6 shirt, of course. O'Rourke on here for John McEntee. Dropped the first one short, this next one is measured brilliantly and it's over the bar. 1 point the difference and McEntee gets his first. Lovely follow through with the left boot right over the crossbar. Held in there by Mike Frank Russell. Back to Sean O'Sullivan, a point scorer already. Francie Bellew anticipating here. Winning the duels now against Kieran Donaghy. Just listen to the crowd, fully appreciating what Bellew's able to do, and Donaghy gets a black ticking for that, or a black card. John McEntee challenged there by the other number 11, the goal scorer Owen Brosnan, and the referee says he fouled.
And that's a lot of good work by Francie Bellew, undone actually by John McEntee, being somewhat indecisive in what he was doing there.
That's a great catch. It's Kieran Donaghy, game and willing 23-year-old, 6'4" tall, plays for the Tralee Tigers, and he's won himself a free kick 20 metres out, and Francie Bellew gets a ticking for that foul. What a contest they're having.
Yeah, really tasty one, Sharon. Again, double teamed by both McGeeney and Bellew that time, but strong enough to hold on to possession, and now gives Colin Cooper a great opportunity.
And a great opportunity to open the scoring for himself and work on his confidence. That'll do him a lot of good. Straight over the bar. Fans are happy. Paul Hirty, omitted from the first 2 matches of the championship against Monaghan. Darragh O'Shea contesting with John McEntee. Touchdown, McEntee has it. Free kick awarded. Again, waiting for the movement ahead of him. Movement coming from Ronan Clark. Did he get a little push? He did. Mike McCarthy. So it gives Armagh a chance, with Aaron Kernan coming up to kick and to put it over the bar. Nice score. Teams level once again. Enda McNulty down as far as Paul McGrain. Nothing that Tommy Griffin could do about that to challenge effectively. It runs all the way through, dangerously in. Touchdown, and that is put over the bar by McDonald after it had been played to him by Ronan Clark. It's his second, but there was a goal there for the taking that he knew all about. Maybe it came awkwardly at him. Just watch the little knockback here by Ronan Clark. Here's Aidan O'Mahony. Again, going long, testing Francie Bellew, hoping that it can break there from Donaghy. This time it does towards Mike Frank Russell, comes back to Paul Galvin, and that is on its way. His first. Donaghy was involved, right in the mix that time. A little bit of work for Mike Frank to do, getting it back to Paul Galvin, onto the left boot. Very good piece of shooting. Yeah,
sweet point indeed that time from Paul Galvin, but as you said there, Gerard, Kieran Donaghy central to it.
Into open space towards Martin O'Rourke, winning the duel there against Aidan O'Mahony. Quick look around. Support from Kieran McKeever, prepared to break time and again from centre half back. Going long. Big one towards Clark. A little touch for McDonald. Goal! 23 minutes are gone. Stevie McDonald gets his first goal of the afternoon. His 17th ever for Joe Kernan's team. Wonderful long ball in here. Causes problems. It's caused problems time and again. Clark combining with McDonald. McDonald finishing brilliantly. Here's McGeady. Dropped in towards Clark again. Good play that time by McCarthy, but you can only keep them at base so long. And McDonald there to pick up the pieces, and that's a point for McDonald. And he's now got a goal and 3 points. Tom O'Sullivan out as far as Sean O'Sullivan. Going long to the two-man inside forward, and Donaghy touching it. Gooch has a chance. Oh, great save by Hearty. The follow-up. Oh, it's put over the bar by Mike Frank. Wonderful save by Paul Hearty. Two wonderful pieces of goalkeeping.
Well, the first save was a wonderful save, but the second one was truly inspirational again in deflecting it over the bar. But again, it must be said, all of that came about with a great ball from O'Sullivan into Donaghy, who at times when he gets the better of Bellew is causing trouble in there.
No changes that I can see in either team. Second half is underway. So let's see what develops. Darragh O'Shea now taking on Paul McGrain. Brosnan. Nicely back to Sean O'Sullivan, looking for the perfect start. He's got the perfect start. That's a second for Sean O'Sullivan. Tomas O'Shea trying to find his best form. There's a holding violation inside, and Kieran Donaghy was being fouled there.
Again, he made that call from a far distance from the two players involved, but it seems that Francis certainly was holding Kieran Donaghy in that case.
It's got to be Mike Frank Russell to tap it over the bar. Second point. First just before half-time from 4 shots. Mike Frank has made it 1-7 to 1-7. Moynihan. Loose ball mopped up here by Enda McNulty. As far as Kieran McKeever, challenged there by Paul Galvin. Put him off his stride, good hustling that time. From Galvin to O'Sullivan. He's got one in this half, looking for a third in all. Dropped in dangerously. Donaghy, as he did in Killarney, out jumping Bellew. Donaghy, back of the net. In the 39th minute. Having set up goal after goal in Killarney, he has fired Kerry in front here. Kieran Donaghy with his first ever goal in the championship. An enterprising ball knocked in there by O'Sullivan, fetched brilliantly by Kieran Donaghy. He rounded Francie Bellew and he banged it into the back of the net. 2-7 to 1-7. Sean O'Sullivan holding on to it with Gooch. Back towards Mark O'Shea. Easy controlled action by Mark O'Shea, moving up effortlessly from right corner back. And he's had 2 shots, Mark O'Shea. This his first point today. Former Taoiseach Albert Reynolds having a look on. I'm sure he's enjoying it. It's a wonderful contest. Darragh O'Shea. Hand passed into the clear, and again it's another O'Shea, this time Tomas. Well, what Mark could do from about the same angle. This time there's a little block in it, but the O'Sheas are in great form. What number 2 can do, number 5 can do just as well. Tomas O'Shea coming onto it, and Kerry lead by 4. Galvin into the heart of the Armagh defence, surrounded. It spills out again here towards Kieran Donaghy. The giant is in pursuit there by Andy Mallon. Mike Frank Russell trying to keep it alive. Colin Cooper. The Gooch picking out. Tomas O'Shea. One already. He's got a support player. This is his brother Mark. Steals a little dummy here. Good little deception, and he's put it over the bar. A second for Mark O'Shea. And it's all going brilliantly for the Kingdom. Watch for the overlap of Mark O'Shea on the left boot this time. 2-10 for Kerry, 1-8 for Armagh. This has come out here as far as Brian Mallon. Very good scoring record, Brian Mallon. Aaron Kernan. Serious questions now being asked of Armagh. Slipped inside to Aaron Kernan from Ronan Clark, who wants it back. Rounding Moynihan. Kicking from the angle. Over the bar. Great point by Ronan Clark. It was Clark from an acute enough angle who measured it superbly. 2-10 to 1-10. Dara O'Shea guilty that time of dragging back. Free kick taken by Philip Loughran for Armagh. We're inside the last 15 minutes. Martin O'Rourke now. Back to Stevie McDonnell. That's his second point of the second half. A goal and 5 for Stevie McDonnell.
Yeah, you've got to credit the resilience, credit their stubbornness, credit everything about them, the way they're keeping coming back.
In towards the Gooch. Knocked out by McNulty. Waiting for his McKeever. Support play out as far as Aaron Kernan. From Crossmaglen. His father, the manager, looking on. Urging him forward. Where's the support player? It's beyond McDonnell, and he was being fouled. And the foul, I think, is by Tom O'Sullivan, who's been ticked already. So he could find himself in difficulty. Referee indicating the free in. Martin O'Rourke is about to be replaced by Paddy McKeever. And Mike Frank Russell is going to go off in place of Brian Sheehan. Meanwhile, the referee will probably issue another card here. This time it'll be Tom O'Sullivan. And that will mean there will have been 5 Kerry players. Bill Drew, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Number 25, there is Aidan O'Rourke coming across. It's not Aidan O'Rourke. That's not Aidan O'Rourke. But one of the substitutes, the Muir Ishka indeed, getting involved very needlessly. That was not required at all.
Well, that's scandalous, actually. I think that shouldn't happen. Again, a manager should be open in a specific zone, shouldn't be down there. Again, bottles being thrown around the place. This is getting out of hand. The optics of this are a disaster. The referee needs to get control of it very, very quickly. Again, we saw it last week in the Laois off-league game when a water bottle man came in, but this is all wrong, and I think Galvin has been sent off.
He's got 2 yellow cards, he's been sent off, and I think the second one was for throwing a bottle of water at the Muir Ishka from Armagh. That's my understanding of it.
Yeah, well, that's highly dangerous to do, again, and deservedly get sent off for such an irresponsible act.
Back with the action. Kerry with 14 players, Armagh with 15. Kerry with the lead, Armagh with the free. It's taken quickly by Brian Mallon. Inside here towards Ronan Clark. Oisin McConville. Back once again to Clark. That's a beauty! It's a third. Ronan Clark now trying to use the extra man.
Just watch this point again. Very confident strike from a difficult angle. Great score by Clark.
Aidan O'Mahony out to the wings. Mark O'Shea leaving it there for Tomas O'Shea. Up towards the Gooch. Back once again to Tomas O'Shea. Nicely in towards Declan O'Sullivan, but Armagh, they're in numbers. Mike Frank Russell very nearly intervening. It's Declan O'Sullivan. And Declan O'Sullivan, or Darren O'Sullivan rather, has got the goal. It's Darren who gets there. Surely now Kerry are going to make it to the semi-finals. It's the 65th minute of the game, and Darren O'Sullivan winning the race. Sloppy defensive work by Armagh, and they are punished emphatically. It was a beauty into the corner. Donaghy, who has shown everybody at Croke Park what a fine footballer he is, not just a great basketball player. And that's a free there for a foul on Declan O'Sullivan. And the Ulster champions are rocked.
Well, certainly are rocked.
A couple of Kerry players down, and Kieran McKeever could be in some difficulty here. This is what happened here. 2 against 1.
Yeah, that's filthy now. That's the use of the boot in the first place and stamping all over him in the second place, then trying to apologise. That's ridiculous.
Second for Brian Sheehan, 2 from 2. The additional time has been well and truly played. It's an 8-point victory for Kerry. Jack O'Shea, whatever he said to his charges at half-time, they came out like men possessed. They took the fight to Armagh. They were no longer going to be bossed around. And at the end of a titanic struggle, it's Kerry who win. Kerry 3-15, Armagh 1 goal and 13 points.